In April 2011, Seth Jackson of Bellevue, Florida, was lured by his ex-girlfriend Amber Wright to a mobile home, where a group of youths brutally killed him. Police say Wright and Ely lured Jackson to a home Sunday afternoon, after Bargo repeatedly talked about his hatred for Jackson and thought up ways of getting him to the house. Ely and Hooper were arrested and admitted to their part in the deadly plot. On April 17, 2011, Wright, accompanied by a female friend, Charlie K. Ely, 18, lured Jackson to Ely's mobile home in rural Summerfield, 15 miles southeast of Ocala. There, Bargo and two other young men, Wright's 16-year-old brother Kyle Hooper and 20-year-old Justin Roach Soto, beat Jackson with sticks and held him down as Bargo unloaded a .22 revolver into him. Charlie Ely was found guilty of first-degree murder for her role in the slaying. Sentenced to life without the possibility of parole, she appealed and was granted a new trial 9 years later. In June 2020, she pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and was released for time served.
Yep, I'm good. Let me know when to roll. I'm rolling.
Charlie, what's going on? How did you get here? What happened?
Just bull crap. I don't know, but a bunch of stuff ended up piling up, and I'm not gonna go into real good detail. I mean, it's not my place to say. If y'all want to actually get that kind of information, you guys can talk to my lawyer, of course.
Mm-hmm. No, but I know that. But how did it come about where you ended up? How'd you get to the house, and just kind of what happened? Just in general. You don't have to get into a bunch of details, and just in general, what happened?
What happened? I don't know. I don't really even know what happened. I mean, I can't provide y'all with everything that you guys want to hear, but I don't know. And I'm not really going to say too much more.
Were you there in the house when all of this allegedly happened?
I'm going to skip that question.
Well, what do you want the public to know? Because everybody's got their own opinions. What do you want?
This is your chance to tell people what you want them to know. This is your chance to voice whatever you have, that you want to talk about.
I'm not a bad person. I'm really not.
It was just kind of a peer pressure type of situation.
It's just a thing that, it's another thing with hanging out with the real crowd. I mean, in high school, you're always told that your parents are telling you need to hang out with the right people. Well, this is a good idea. Never give in to peer pressure. If you feel like something's gonna happen, you need to call the police. You need to call for help.
Did you call for help?
I really don't want to talk about it too much. I'm already filled up as it is. There's a lot of different things that went into what happened. A lot of things that went into the decisions that were made, and I do regret a lot of shit. Sorry, you're gonna have to put that out. But
You can say it over without the hurt if you want.
Okay, you can complete. Let's go, baby.
I've never been in trouble in my whole life. I've never been arrested. The only time I've been to a jail is to visit someone. I just had to visit my husband here. I had to visit my dad at one. Had to visit my Uncle Billy at a jail. I've never been the person behind bars. Never given a reason to be behind bars. And it's just the fact that wrong small crowd.
So what were you thinking when this plan came about, and they told you, okay, we want you and Amber to kind of get Seth in here? What were you thinking when they asked you to do that? Did you think it would be what it eventually became?
I really don't want to like talk about it. Like, I mean, I know what you guys are here for, and I know you guys want to talk about it and everything, but I really don't want to talk about it. I mean, for one, like my lawyer hasn't even really talked to me about it, and y'all need to talk to her if you guys want to go into any description, anything like that.
Okay, and as far as your relationship with Seth, how do you know Seth? So who knew him and disliked him?
There's a lot of things that y'all don't know. There's a lot of things that had a part in it, and really, I'm not willing to say it without my lawyer being here, and without it, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna tell the public I'm sorry for what happened. I'm sorry, like, with everything, I'm really not a bad person. I really am not. And this is gonna get to my family. I'm married. I'm 18. I don't deserve this. I've got family up in Maryland that don't know. My mom might not even know. She lives down here in Lakeland. She probably knows now. I'm so scared that I'm just gonna lose everybody that's close to me.
Looking back on it now, what would you have done differently?
Call someone. Call someone. For help for me.
And I know just being there, you said that you didn't really take part in anything, but being there and seeing this, just this guy getting beat to
I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything.
where were you?
I don't remember where that shit was going down at.
But did you know what was going down or what was about to go down when you brought him there?
I'm not really into that. I've been instructed not to answer that.
So what did you, so you don't have to answer that question, but what did you know when, you brought him to that house?
I'm not gonna answer that question either. Not without my lawyer. So I can't. Man, I've got so much stuff going through my head right now. My family, they didn't like my husband. I came down here from Maryland about 9 months ago.
So how did you get involved? Who out of the people you were with is your friend, that you were there to hang out with?
I don't know. True friends want to make you do shit like that.
Was Seth your friend?
That you know? So were you friends with Amber, or who brought you? I mean, you just moved from Maryland. I just moved from
I just moved from Maryland with my whole family. Ahead been talking to this guy, and no one liked that guy. Well, I got married to him, and they disapproved of it because he's a 3-time felon. Seriously, my husband's a 3-time felon. He has no charges against him that's as bad as mine. My family disapproved of him because of that. What are they gonna say to me?
What do you want to say to them? Because they promised
I
to
miss them.
What about Seth's family?
Words can't really say what I want to say. Like, I can't put it into words what I want to say to them.
You weren't in the room. Who was in the room with you? Whatever room that you were in, because you said you were separate from them. Who was with you? She was the only one with you?
She's still like me.
And she's on?
Nothing. I'm like,
No way.
no, I don't want to say it. I probably already said too much, to be honest.
I mean, you didn't really say much. I know Amber and Seth had a relationship. They were in a relationship and you know, they had problems during their relationship. Is that part of the reason why?
I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say. Can't say. Because anything I say here can and will be used against me. And I can't have that chance.
What charges are you facing?
Her into first-degree murder. Just because of someone else. Premeditated first-degree murder is exactly what it is. I had to choose but I keep going back. Why, Charlie? Why? Why couldn't you have just listened to the people who loved you? My husband, my mother-in-law, they told me it's not good. They told me just to be at the house by myself, to don't even hang out with anyone. Why couldn't I have listened to them? I mean, my husband's he's in prison right now for a year. He's so worried that I'm gonna leave him. You don't even know about this yet. You don't.
And this happened at your house.
No comment.
Well, where do you live?
Summerfield.
Is it on Southeast 53rd Street or Avenue?
Anything else you want to tell us, Sean?
2 shots.
Yeah, I got you 2 shots. Is there anything else you want to tell us? Your husband, your family?
Just
Please stick by me. To everyone, my husband, my family, please just stick by me and be there for me when I really need it. Help me out. Try to.
Was there ever a thought that, you said now you look back on it, you said you had called for help. Was there ever a thought that when all this was going, I'm sure there were some screaming and some signs that something wasn't right? Was there ever that thought? What stopped you?
Being threatened.
Being threatened as if you call, then what's going to happen?
I'll be shot. I'll be killed. And it wasn't just threatened, like, just had it, gun pointed in your face, everything.
You were threatened?
Yes, ma'am.
And they said if you don't go along with the plan?
Were you threatened before or after he was brought there?
Both.
So when you left your home to go get him, were you with the person who threatened you?
No.
So why wasn't that the point that you called for help?
They're coming.
Now I know that Michael, he really did not like Zach. I'm not going to ask you for the reason because you can't talk about the reason. You don't know. But I know you don't know the reason, or you don't want to talk about the reason why you didn't like him. But when did he think come up with this plan to get Seth there and to do
No
it?
comment. No comment.
Was the plan ever to kill him or just to scare him away?
No comment. I'm sorry if y'all want to come back and talk when I have my lawyer present. That would be fine. But right now, I'm not gonna.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Thank you. There's nobody.
They're afraid of you? You said you're a good girl, so shouldn't you maybe be afraid? You think you should be afraid of
I'm
something?
terrified of being in here. Terrified. I mean, as soon as I got into my pod last night, there was almost a fight.
About you?
No, not me. Someone else. 2 other people. I didn't know what to do. I didn't even know how to make my bed. I didn't know what I needed to do. I didn't know how to put the bed on. I didn't know how to do anything. Like, yeah, I know how to do it, like, normally. But I was so shaken up that I just didn't know what to do.
And is that the same, did that bring back that same feeling of being shaken up that you felt the night when all this happened?
No comment.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know.
Appreciate your time.
Grab one, go and get that.
Testimony today in the case against 2 siblings accused in the murder of a Marion County teen. Prosecutors played 2 video interviews that showed the apparent confessions of both Amber Wright and Kyle Hooper. Both are charged with first-degree murder in the death of Seth Jackson. West 2's Gail Pasco-Brown is live tonight in Marion County. And Gail, the deadly confrontation is described in detail on that taped confession.
Yes, it is. 2 jurors of 6, 1 trial, and Kyle Hooper's jury this afternoon heard how Seth Jackson was beaten, shot multiple times, his body burned, and then his remains dumped into a Lime Rock pit. In the afternoon, the state called on Detective Rhonda Stroop, the lead investigator in the case, who also interviewed Kyle Hooper twice.
And did he say anything about how he felt about Seth Jackson's death?
Yes, in that tape he says, I don't feel bad about his death, and he also says he deserved it.
Kyle Hooper's jury in the joint murder trial of him and his sister Amber Wright heard his taped confession. Amber was not in the courtroom. The two are charged with first-degree murder of 15-year-old Seth Jackson in April of last year.
But I hit him over the head with a stick.
Who'd you hit?
Seth.
Okay.
And he was in the chair, and I got in the kitchen. I said, now, house. And then all of a sudden I hear, bam, bam, bam. Mike sitting there laying bullets into him.
So you saw Mike Bargo shoot Seth?
Yes, ma'am. And he grabbed the body, put it into the bathtub, and then he was talking about how he was going to burn it, and then there was a rock quarry over here by Gator Mountain or whatever, and he was going to dump the ashes or whatever into the rock quarry.
Hooper and his sister Amber, along with 3 other defendants, are accused of luring Seth Jackson back to the Summerfield home. The house belongs to Charlie Ely, who's already serving a life sentence for Seth's murder. Monday, the judge ruled Charlie Ely did not have to testify because her sentence is on appeal. Michael Bargo, the accused mastermind behind the murder, is still awaiting trial.
How many times did Mike shoot him?
I don't know. I heard a...
Now, the taped confession is about an hour and 40 minutes long, so Judge David Eddy broke it up so that the jury could get it. But then when they went back to hear the last portion, there was a big chunk of it that was missing. So they had to take a bit of a recess to figure out what's going on. The state had hoped to rest today, but we don't know if that's going to happen because they're still working with this particular tape. We'll let you know what happens as soon as we do. I'm Gail Pascal Brown, live in Marion County for West 2 News.
All right, thank you so much, Tony. Well, on a day of big stories, this one is likely to make national headlines. Marion County deputies think this bucket holds the remains of a teen they say was killed in a horrific way. In all, dive teams found 3 buckets after hours of searching a lime rock pit in Ocala. That's about 30 miles from the home of 53rd Avenue in Summerfield, where deputies say Seth Jackson was lured, beaten, shot repeatedly, and then his body burned. 6 people are charged. The youngest, just 15 years old. Local 6's Lewis Bolden has more.
Crime scene investigators spent the day sifting through the backyard of this house, the backyard where detectives say 15-year-old Seth Jackson's body was burned after he had been beaten and shot to death.
The details is gross.
Neighbors still can't believe it happened.
You don't expect that here. This neighborhood, everybody knows each other.
Detectives say 15-year-old Amber Wright, who once dated Seth Jackson, lured him to the house on 53rd Avenue in Summerfield Sunday night. Jackson was with his friend Brittany Jones when he got a text from Amber asking him to come over.
He's like, no, I probably won't. And I was like, well, don't go home tonight. And he was like, I will. And then he came here anyways.
18-year-old Charlie Ely and 20-year-old Justin Soto live in the house. Kyle Hooper was there too. But detectives say it was Michael Bargo who came up with a plan to kill Jackson, and the others allegedly helped pull it off.
Heinous. I don't know what else to say. It's horrible.
When Jackson came over, 2 people beat him, and Bargo allegedly shot him 4 times. Then the group put his body in a bathtub to try and stuff him in a sleeping bag.